What's up, everyone, and a huge welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I am glad to be back on the channel with you guys, and I look forward to continue to give you guys interesting and educative content. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment if you're interested in getting more interesting content like this. So, going into the topic of today, we're going to be discussing how you can understand and overcome anxiety. Just a brief overview. According to the American Psychological Association, anxiety is described as an emotion that is characterized by feelings of tension, worry thoughts, and an increase in blood pressure. It is not the same as fear, because while fear may be short acting, anxiety is considered future oriented and long acting. So in essence, this is trying to tell us that anxiety is like a response to stress. Generally, it's not uncommon to experience anxiety. It can happen in different aspects of our lives. It can happen when you're writing an exam, when you're going through a very difficult stage in your life, when some big change is about to happen. But when it becomes a cause of concern is when you find yourself in a situation where the anxiety is prolonged and it's coming with very negative consequences to you. It is affecting your health, it is affecting your physical abilities, your functionality, and your mental health. Now, how can you know if someone has a negative form of anxiety? The symptoms can be psychological or they can be physical. Going into the aspect of psychology, this can present itself in forms of constantly worrying, constant stress, constant fear, sometimes even nightmares. The person is in a situation where they can't really figure out what is wrong with them, and they're struggling with handling even basic tasks, like everyday tasks. And some of these symptoms can also present themselves physically. This can show as a form of shaking, sweating, panicking, screaming, shouting, even acting in anger, just because you feel anxious and you can't really deal with the feelings that you have on the inside. So, over the course of this video, I will be discussing 4 powerful tips that I have researched, and I think that these tips will help any individual who might be going through feelings of anxiety in order to cope with them and to deal with them. The first point I'm going to make here is surround yourself with positivity. Generally, we live in a world with so much negativity, and people are quick to jump on what is the tea. Like, they're so interested in whatever gist that is going on. They don't even care, like, if the gossip that they're having is going to affect someone negatively. So while all of us have found ourselves in a situation like that, it's important to remember that if we continue to surround ourselves with negative people, then over a certain period of time, we just become toxic ourselves. And the only happiness we get is at that point when we're busy sharing negative information or gossip about a person, and then eventually we might feel like really bad afterwards, regarding what we have done. So it's important for us to surround ourselves with positive people, because positive people don't dwell on the negative experiences in life, and this helps them to uplift the mood of others and even be happy and alleviate a stressful feeling such as anxiety. The second point I'm going to make here is physical exercise. Now, generally, not everyone is used to physically exercising. If you're a person who constantly sits at home, doesn't do anything, try as much as possible to stop that totally. Like, even if it's going out for 30 minutes in a day just to get some sunlight, just to interact with people, because these elements of nature are very essential to the growth of we humans physically and mentally. So if we take small actionable steps to actually get out there, to interact with people, to get the sunlight, to move our body, to alleviate that kind of stress, it will help us to de-stress and relieve any forms of anxiety that we have. So at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be rigorous. If you do rigorous exercise, continue doing what you're doing. It's very, very good, because if you go to the gym constantly, you constantly interact with people, and which is very, very helpful. The third point I'm going to make here is journaling. Now, journaling is, in fact, I should have mentioned this as the first point, because when you journal, you can actually keep a track of the progress that you've been making. You know, you write down the things that are going on in your life. You write down certain solutions in order to tackle these problems. And from time to time, you keep track on what you've actually done in order to solve these problems in your life, in order to de-stress in your life. Now, people who are religious kind of journal in a way, because every morning they would do stuff like affirmations or prayers in order to, say out what they're feeling, in order to speak out what they're thinking in their mind. And this helps them to actually keep track of what is going on in their lives, to constantly say it out. Some people are not the religious type, but from my understanding, that's actually a form of actually journaling. Also, according to an article on the University of Rochester's website, journaling helps with dealing with overwhelming emotions, and it is a powerful tool to manage anxiety, reduce stress, and to cope with depression. So that says it enough. Journaling is very, very essential if you are going to go on a mission in order to relieve anxiety, especially if maybe the kind of anxiety you have is something that is genetic. Maybe it's a family thing, that anxiety runs in your family, and you don't necessarily know how to deal with a certain situation. If you take certain steps such as journaling, it will help you to keep track of your progress in order to deal with your feelings of anxiousness. Now, the fourth point I'm going to make here, the fourth advice I'm going to give is seek professional help. So when you feel you're in a situation where you cannot handle everything on your own, or you've tried everything and nothing seems to be working, then you need to seek professional help, because someone might observe what is going on in your life from a distance, and they might be able to, because their mind is more calm, they might be able to give you advice in order to tackle and alleviate those problems that you have. So when you seek help from a professional, the professional will be able to dissect everything that is going on in your life and make suggestions and recommendations for you to deal with those problems one by one. And at the end of the day, a problem that is shared is like half solved. So there is no harm in seeking professional help if you've tried everything and nothing seems to be working. In the description of this video, I will include some other useful websites, some other useful contacts that a lot of you who might be dealing with anxiety might find actually very, very beneficial in order to, deal with feelings, to understand and manage and overcome anxiety. So with that said, my friends, we have gotten to another end of the video. I am so glad if you stay till the end of the video, and I hope that you take whatever little lessons that you've learned from here to share with someone who might need help in order to deal with stress and anxiety. Remember to comment if you have something that is on your mind that you want to tell me. You can reach out to me on my socials. Our socials will be active on Instagram, so feel free at any time in order to reach out to me, and I will get back to you as early as possible. And also share this video with a friend. Thank you so much once again for making it to the end of the video, and until then, have a nice and fantastic day ahead.